Hey guys, this is Jeff from the bonus stage coming to you with a mini review of Metal Gear Solid Touch for your iPhone or your iPod Touch, whatever you have. I played it on the iPhone. This game, $7.99 on the App Store. It's basically a rehash of the Metal Gear Solid 4 storyline. You play as Solid Snake, of course, basically going through the game as if he was stuck behind a box the entire time. The whole thing is you're behind cover, guys pop out, you move your finger over to where the guy is, you put the reticle on the guy, you tap him, he dies, you do the same for that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and that guy, until you kill however many the objective is, and then you move on to the next level. And they're split up between, I guess you could call them cutscenes, but they're not really cutscenes, they're more of a picture with words that you can scroll through and read the story, and it's really lame. You'll see your Otacon, your Meryl, Solid Snake, and Big Boss, and Big Mom, and all that kind of stuff. Basically everybody from the Metal Gear Solid 4 storyline in a Reader's Digest version. The game's not really that good, gotta be honest. It's not worth $8, and the thing is like, I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid fan. I have 4 on the PS3 because it's, if you own the console, it's one of those games you just gotta play, and it's a fantastic game. And I love the Twin Snakes on the GameCube, and I play the original all the time on the NES, and they're all good games. This, however, is nothing like Metal Gear Solid. It's not Metal Gear Solid at all. It's basically Time Crisis with a Solid Snake skin put on it. And the real bad thing about it is it's done by Kojima Productions, but they can't even imitate Time Crisis well enough to beat Time Crisis. So it's kind of a letdown. Sorry, it's not kind of a letdown, it's a really big letdown, because Time Crisis is $5.99, this game is $7.99, and Time Crisis was so much more fun on the iPhone. This game, however, is just a downer, because I'm pretty sure that I reacted the way a lot of people reacted when they first saw that, Metal Gear Solid is coming to the iPhone. They're like, wow, that's probably going to suck. And then kind of started getting into it, and you're like, well, maybe it could be good. It's a new way to take Snake in a different direction. It's something that hasn't been done before for Metal Gear Solid. Could be good. And then I saw it in the store, and I was like, should I buy it? And I touched it by accident, actually, and purchased it, and I was like, okay, well, it's done now, whatever. And started playing it, and you get bored quick, really quick. I'd say probably level 3 when you realize, hey, this is exactly what I did 2 levels ago, and it continues to go on like this. You do get to do boss fights. You get to fight the octopus character, you get to fight those really cool sort of like pseudo-ninja-ish characters. I can't even remember what they're called, but they sort of, dematerialize after they're dead. They're really cool. You do a whole bunch of major scenes from the game, from the PS3 game, sorry, and, it's handled very well. I mean, you can tell that they did put a lot of time and effort into the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't come back as fun. It comes back as boring and tedious and repetitive and lame, actually. There are some good parts about the game. The biggest parts being the graphics and the polish on this game. You can definitely tell that they put a lot of time into the presentation. The controls are really good. I mean, you move your finger, and that's where the reticle is, and then you just tap, and the guy will, eventually die. Most of that was done really well. You can tell that it's very responsive for the most part. I did have a little bit of trouble selecting menu items for some reason. I got to really push on the exact 1 pixel that the start bar is on to actually start playing the game. So I felt that was kind of weird. Another big problem that I have is when you start getting deeper into the game, you get a sniper rifle. So what you do, you put your fingers here, and then you move your reticle over, and then you pinch out, and then it zooms in. Then you move the scope over on the guy, and then you tap him, and then you pinch back in to go back to your regular view. And I think I might be doing it a little bit too fast, because there are other guys coming around. Plus, you get bigger bonuses if you kill the guys quicker. But it's like sometimes it just doesn't do it, and you just sit there, and their meter keeps going until they're about to fire, and then finally you get the thing open, but they're already shooting you. So the game's pretty lenient with giving you chances. I mean, your life bar is pretty generous. You don't really take a whole lot of damage from anything else. I mean, they have the geckos in there, and they're pretty easy to kill considering, I mean, you just shoot their legs and they kind of fall down, and then you shoot a barrel beside them and they blow up and they fall down, and then you shoot their legs again and they're pretty much dead. So it's not really that much of a challenge. You can pretty much finish the game in about an hour if you really start playing it, but I just got too bored. I'd say the best part about this game is the sound. All the audio is fantastic, the gun noises, the musical score behind it, all the sound effects and stuff are really cool, and I think that they probably spent a little bit too much time on the sound and not more time on the fun. I think the fun was definitely left out of this game. For my $7.99, they are coming out with new levels soon. There hasn't been a release date yet, so I'm not quite sure when these levels are coming out or even what they're going to look like. I can't even imagine how they would put new levels onto a game that's already completed. I guess it could be the same thing. Well, it's going to have to be the same thing. It's just shooting guys like Time Crisis, just a different location, and that doesn't seem to be worth it at all. I mean, it's all the same, so why even bother playing it again? It's just a different location. It sounds pretty boring. And basically, you know, if you want to get this game, there's really no reason to. I mean, even if you're a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, you're like, oh, I gotta own everything Metal Gear Solid, and you have an iPhone or an iPod Touch, avoid it, because it's not fun, and you're not going to have fun with it, and you're just going to be pissed off that you spent $8. Go and buy Time Crisis instead. It's a much better game. Or even for that, buy Wolfenstein on the iPhone as well. $4.99. It's a much better game, and they have all the levels. It's so much fun. That game is fantastic. This game sucks. Do not buy it. That's it.